to play with, and I say that very consciously, gratitude for what is. And we were just talking a little bit before this class with some of my students and saying that, yeah, there's some things that aren't that easy to be grateful for, right? We can look around and go, yeah, but why should I be grateful for a broken kneecap or tendinitis or vertigo or nerve pain or, wars, or how can I be grateful for those things? They're bad. We can classify things as good and bad, but what it really means is things that I like and I can see into, and things that I don't like because I cannot see into or through them. And everything has a lesson for us. It has a beautiful lesson. Yesterday, I had a very interesting experience. I went to my great niece's 4th birthday party, which was really cute. They had little tables lined up, with little chairs. She's 4. And it was just so cute. And then they brought in puppies. So this person brings in all these little puppies, small puppies, and they're in a little pen, and the kids can go in and pet the puppies and play with the squeeze toys, and adults can go in if they want. It was just, there was a real sweetness about it. And my nephew was extremely involved in my daughter's journey when she was sick. And one of his really dear friends, who I guess dated my daughter briefly, was there. My daughter was in the hospital the last 2 months of her life at the Mayo Clinic. And she was very, even when she was trached, she was very precise about who could come and see her and who couldn't. So the only people that were there were me and Keith and Ravi, her cousin, and Murcha, her fiance. And other people came and went, except for this one person named Josh, whom I didn't know at all before, who came and sat with her every day. And he did his work for 5 weeks or 6 weeks. He was just there every day. And I never questioned it. I never quite knew what the relationship was, but Josh was there with her, and she was happy to see Josh. So I hadn't seen Josh since Prim's memorial, and her Liberation Day is this coming week, the 6th. And at this party, Josh is one of Ravi's dearest friends. So in walks Josh, whom I haven't seen in almost 11 years. And we just spent a huge amount of time connecting. We did not mention one word about Pritam, about that journey. I have no idea why or why not, but we connected on the present and what was present, mostly in his life, which was totally fine with me, because this is somebody who was there with my daughter, no holds barred, until his business made him come back. He was literally there 6 weeks doing his business on his computer. He's in the music industry. And it was just so lovely, not only to get to connect with him, but I didn't miss the there-ness of him showing up a few days before her day. And that it had been this 11 years, which is a cycle called the Guru cycle, right? The cycle of you and the divine together, one and one. So in our lives, there's all of these openings and awarenesses that we are sometimes aware of. And then there's ones that we try to banish because it's bad. And I want us to instead of like going, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to you, or I'm going to, try to ignore you, or I'm going to be encompassed by you, not in a good way. I want you to think about them as backdoor teachers. Because in our life at any one time, there's always one aspect of our life, relationships, finances, health issues, whatever. There's always going to be one area that's kind of out of whack, out of balance. A young man whom he calls me his LA mommy, and I call him my LA son, who lived with me for a while. He is one of these people that just has a Midas touch. He can do anything and sell anything to anyone. And he's gone through a very challenging last few years. He moved from selling Porsches to selling houses. And all of a sudden, he sold houses that he's made a huge amount of money in the last 3 weeks, which made his wife very happy because she was feeling very frustrated at his lack of earning. And their marriage was really in a bad place. So what he learned with things in a bad place was a lot of compassion and a lot of caring. And now he feels like, okay, he can bring back and he can contribute. But pain is supposed to, we get to learn from it, right? And if we don't, it will happen again in some other way, some other area. So how can we be an embracer of everything that's there in our life and not put the I like you and I don't like you? It's like, if you have children, there was this little girl at the party yesterday, and she told her mother, I want to be wild at this party. And I took a picture of her and Alina, and she smiled like this, like a little gopher. And her mother said, oh, give him a nice smile. And she said, no. And I was like, that's actually quite a cute smile. You look like a little gopher. And she wasn't mean at all. She was just on her own path. And that's what she was going, to do. So everything that we get to go through and be aware of is part of our path. And it's how do we love the funky children along with the really ones that we consider good. If you look at all of the aspects of your life as children, as beings that have been brought into your life to be acknowledged and understood, then there'll be a lot less resistance to the things that we wish weren't there, right? Oh, I wish this wasn't here. I wish it was different. I wish that was different. I wish I didn't have this. And when we do that, it creates a tension and a trying to push something away as opposed to laughing at it, as opposed to going, oh my God, you are so weird. Thank you for being so weird and showing me something else that I, wouldn't have known. And here we are, going into the holidays, which I call the holy days because they are. We've got Hanukkah, we have solstice, we have Christmas, we have all of these holy days all bunched together that give us a chance to find more peace. And if we can come to terms and be grateful for the challenges that come in our life, we will find more peace. And the more peace that we find, that we can link up into others in that peace mandala, then think of what we can do in the world, the service that we can be. It was very sweet yesterday. My great nephew, he's 13, almost 14, and he was serving cake to all the little kids, which was very sweet. And afterwards I went and I said to him, I'm proud of you. I'm sure his dad said, you're going to serve cake with me. But I said, I'm very proud of you for being of service. He goes, oh no, does that mean I'm going to be serving cake the rest of my life? I said, no, you're going to find ways to be of service in different ways. And then he made a funny joke about, that he was going to serve in some way. I can't even remember what it was, but it was like, and I was like, he got that. He got the fact that I saw him doing something and he knew, even though his dad, said, you're going to do this, that he knew it was a good thing to do. So our resistance is what I think of as the moat between what is and what we think should be. And resistance keeps us from being grateful. It keeps us from being at peace. So that's all I'm going to encourage you to do in this next 7-day cycle, is to really, when something comes up, go, how can I incorporate this so I can be at peace with it, right? How can I be at peace? How can this lesson that seems challenging, hard, whatever, how can that bring me to a state of more peace? Okay, so I'm going to read a Hafez poem. Wise men keep talking about the time in the shop where everyone works hard to build enough love to break the shackle. Wise men keep talking about wanting to meet her. Women sometimes pronounce the word of the divine a little differently. They can use more feeling and skill with the heart lute. All the world's movements, apparent chaos and sufferings, I now know happen in the splendid unison. Our tambourines are striking the same thigh. A fest stands at the juncture in this poem. There are 1,000 new wheels I could craft on a wagon and place you in, lead you to a glimpse of the culture and the season in another dimension. Yet again, the divine will have to drop you back at the shop where you will still have to work with love. Okay, so love is what brings us peace. All right, rub those beautiful hands together. And see if you can just take a really beautiful breath with the freedom that your breath can give you, the peace that it can do. What do we say when somebody's upset? Take a deep breath. Sometimes this break breath is way better. Break up the overwhelm, the anger, the angst, the upset. And just feel this warmth between your hands and the energy. And then take a beautiful deep breath in. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale beautifully, deeply. Exhale. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgare Namah, Jagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. Adgare Namah, Jagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. Adgare Namah, Jagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. Adgare Namah, Jagadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. And exhale and just relax your hands down. And we're just going to play with shrugging shoulders. So we're going to do O breath and then your head's not going to move a whole lot in this one. You're just going to keep it level with your spine. And inhale deeply. And exhale. Now, just rub your beautiful hands together, create that energy. So all of those nerve endings. Acupuncture uses, sometimes they'll just use hands and feet and ears because all of your meridian points are there. Try to relax your shoulders and just rub your hands really powerfully. And then take these hands that have all this energy and put them somewhere on your being that right now would love just a little energy. And breathe into it. Just watch your breath take it down to that place. And let it expand and be more light energy. And exhale, and just bring your hands back to your heart for a moment.